Hey guys, Gaming Unsealed Zomar here with a new series. Purpose of this series is I'm challenging myself. This is kind of like a alternative to what I'm currently doing, which is a let's play through this game with a normal character. This is going to be Soul Level 1 Pyromancer, and that is going to be the entire playthrough of the game. Like, I'm not going to put any souls into my character in terms of leveling up the character. I'm going to attempt to beat the game, but along the way, I'm going to go for specific items that will help me through there. This is not something. So things about this series. I'm going to be doing it, like I said, as an alternate to what I'm currently doing. So as such, it is a break of what I'm currently doing. Where I just reached is, from what I hear, a very big point of salt, a very big frustration area for players progressing through the game. I'm about to go into Blighttown, so I haven't done any research on it. I mean, I'm still trying to keep it as blind as possible. But as such, because I'm trying to keep that one as blind as possible, this one will never progress faster than that one will. If this one catches up for whatever reason to that one, I will stop this and go to that. And as such, this challenge series is going to be sporadic at best. I can't guarantee when these videos are going to come out, because I want to beat the game with the original character before I beat the game with this one. So anybody who was following me for that was hoping that before I did any challenges or any research or anything like that into areas that I've already covered, then
now I must admit I would hate to harm you.
So I'm still going to finish that series before I finish this series. So no worries for that. That series is not going away. Like, I'm still going to create videos for that one. It'll just be, times where I get incredibly either salty or just need a break from it. Want to do something new, keep it spicy, keep it new, keep it fresh. That way I don't get either bored of it, or that way I don't, get completely frustrated with it. I know that this game is going to be a little bit more challenging, and that's why I'm going for, specific sets. And that's why I'm going for specific pieces of gear. And this is why I'm not up above doing, research and looking up tips and tricks and looking up, things that will help me progress, because I've already gotten through these areas. These are things that I've already somewhat figured out on my own, and I'm not going to look up a guide and completely follow it step by step. I'm still going to do my own thing. But if somebody finds a better way to do something that I didn't know about, I'm going to attempt my hand at it. Again, in my own kind of way. An advantage that a Pyromancer has over every other class is they have one of the best, level 1s compared to all the other classes, because of the Pyromancies. Something that was pointed out to me in one of the things that I was doing a little bit of research in, is one of the things that I didn't quite understand. I hadn't really figured on my own, but it was pointed out to me. Is a simple trick is whenever enemies go to parry me and they enter a parry stance, which I've recognized parry stances before. I recognize when not to attack enemies, so this isn't like a major thing. It's just a mechanic that I didn't know exists in the game, is if you do a jump like a jump strike. I don't know if it's a leap strike, the one where you're running forward, and no, it's not that one. It's running forward and god damn it, that one, I guess. You jump forward, press B, and then press R1, I guess, or right bump. That one is I gotta actually figure it out because there's certain enemies that you kind of have to use it against. What's it called? That's unparryable. Like then there's little things like that, like little tips and tricks. Because this is literally me putting the entire game against me. Like there's going to be areas where I'm going to struggle to progress. Things that I were easy before because I either had the vitality or endurance or equip load or better gear that I can't equip now, and that's going to be the major thing this time. You know,
Hello, but I'm here. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I have to. So good. Very well. Now.
Okay. I'm gonna learn a new gesture.
Again. The effect.
I'm not gonna go for miracles. Mainly because the only miracle that I'd kind of be interested in that would really help me is heal. But the only problem with heal is
Come again.
I need to be
The
completely
effectiveness.
mobile, because a lot of things that are going to hit me are going to not only stagger me, but probably kill me. And you know, there's only so much I can do against that. Most of what I'm going to be doing is being nimble and taking advantage of mechanics type thing. There's a couple items down here that I'm going to want later on, or just in general. A couple homeward bones and things like that. There's going to be certain points upon, you know, at least towards the beginning where I enter an area and then leave it almost immediately after because I'm after a certain item, because that item is kind of crucial in one shape or another towards progression. You know, whether it's a piece of gear or whether it is, you know, resource towards upgrading, you know, things like that. Probably shouldn't actually be fighting these guys. Wonder how far they'd actually chase me. Apparently basically all the way. Oh wow. That one there, that one is the right bump attack, okay. I think. Maybe? Oh, I didn't mean to. Okay. That works. I'll just take advantage of a couple fireballs I got left. I'm just gonna go over and be punched by flex anyways. Yep. So it's not that one. I think I actually have to leap. Like jump. Okay. So there's that.
Well,
And there's this guy who tells me basically what I'm supposed to do. Okay, next. So I've looted, I believe I hit everything. This playthrough isn't so based around souls in the sense that you're used to seeing. It's more based around souls in the sense that it needs it to unlock items and unlock drops to progress. So think of it as not so much as I need to get stronger in the sense of making my character stronger. It's I need to get stronger in the sense of making my gear stronger, and then, you know, riding my gear towards success. Gear and skill is going to be the two big things to get me through. Oh. I'm also very limited because of how little endurance I have as to what I can actually equip. So that's going to be another big factor. Little mechanics such as things like toxin are going to come into play later, believe it or not. When it comes to some enemies, like, it's just little things like taking advantage of little mechanics here and there. You know, it is in a game that I'm making, an already difficult game that I'm making for myself a little bit more difficult. I'm going to be abusing mechanics to make it a little bit easier. My main goal here is to you know, finish the game at the same time as making it a little bit more challenging. Not that the game isn't challenging enough, but, you know, it's more fun. You know, I've already, once I've beaten this area and progressed to the next one, this area kind of, it quite honestly grows a little bit stale. Every time that you go through it, it's like, you know, it loses the challenge, it loses the freshness. You learn where the enemies are. You know, it's, you know, that type of thing. And I know that, you know, you can go through and beat the game and play NG+, but I might, you know, maybe I might see if if I do progress and I do manage to beat the game with this, if NG+ is something that's even possible with Soul Level 1 character. I'm not sure. I don't know the answer to that. I'm sure that some people, I'm sure that if you're skilled enough, if you learn the game enough, if you learn the mechanics enough, I'm sure basically anything is possible. So, one of the first things that I'm going to be doing is, there is, over there. Oh, so something that I did that happened off screen. So this character is a level 1 pyromancer with no points added, no stats. So level 1. And then I got the master key, which the master key lets me open like this door here. There's a wooden shield here, which the wooden shield is a fairly decent upgrade from here. The big thing here is those enemies would damage me when I would block it just a little bit, and they wouldn't get staggered by me blocking them. So the spear guys, at least this early in the game, can be a bit of a nuisance. Like, see there how he bounced off of the shield? You know, that's something that that the other shield wasn't doing for me. So yeah. So coming through here, this is something I didn't find before, but I never really came over here. I probably would have found it if I actually had come over here. One of the advantages that this character is going to have is he's going to be a Dark Wraith. Another thing that's a little bit required is this resonance key. And then the other main weapon I'm going to be using in this playthrough, which is going to be the reinforced club. I don't have the stats also as well to wield a bow, so I'm going to go for bolts.
Thank you, kind.
Now, progressing. What was that? Oh yeah. Progressing forwards through here. It was. You got these enemies here. Yeah, like, see how I can actually take hits from them? It makes them significantly easier because rather than, you know, having to actually dodge their attacks, I can just block it like that. And I don't have to worry about, you know, taking too many hits. I just have to have the endurance for it, that's all. So, first things first, because I didn't actually, you couldn't purchase a short bow there. Or, sorry, not a short bow, a crossbow there. If I... Oh. I have to go back and attempt that. If I can get over there, there's a short bow over there that I can go get, so... Just get back up there. And like I said, the good portion of the early part of the game is going to be me running around getting gear that I need. Because I got such low stats, not a lot of the gear that I have, or I'm going to be using, is going to be very far through the game. I believe, if I remember right, there's only like 1 or 2 pieces that I really need to progress through the game to get. Yeah, and there's that crossbow there. So now, I need to get back up because, so I'm going to briefly access the next part of, or an area that I shouldn't be in for where I am. However, it is kind of necessary to abuse this part of a mechanic in order to progress. I mean, I guess it's not really necessary, but it makes the game a lot easier. And like I said, I'm hindering myself by not leveling. And you know, this is something that when I had done my research, like it was pointed out, this is not an intended developer shortcut. However, like basically everybody else in this game that plays through, man, I missed. You know, they say use whatever you can find, use whatever you can get. Yeah, this game is, like I said, it's hard enough. And I'll say it again, I'm gimping myself with what I'm doing. I don't know if I can get there anymore. I'm gonna be sad if I have to progress to get that. I think they patched that. Try it one more time. Okay, so it worked that time. Gonna make sure that I am full health because of what's gonna come next. Oh, not that. Alright, now that I'm down here with only one's flask, I gotta be really, really careful. Trying to take on these dogs one at a time. These dogs can be kind of annoying. Try to take as little damage as possible through here. Okay. Okay, so interesting fact. So there's these 3 guys down here that will ambush me. If I throw a fireball right there, it kills one of them, making the ambush a little bit less bad. And I can actually pick up the Hollow Thief's sights, which I could add. They're actually not as good as what I'm wearing. But, you know, I want to try to lure them out. These guys are kind of rough, to say the least. But, you know, with a couple fireballs, I could take them down. Now, behind one of these guys is a Mailbreaker. I think there's a 3rd dog up here, isn't there? Aha! I remember progressing through this area not too long ago. You stop that. Go ahead. Okay. Use up my last flask, but, you know, stupidity is, you know, not being able to do what I wanted to. So this door right here requires that key that I bought, the residence key. I'm not so interested in helping him, per se, as I am in this body here. This body here has the sorcerer gloves and everything like that. But now comes the part about getting back out without dying or without boning. Mainly because we have to progress to at least this next wave of enemies, because this next wave of enemies has a set of gear that we are going to be using in order to kind of not really maximize per se, but take advantage of higher stats for low buy-in cost. I did that really stupid. If I get hit, I'm dead. I only got a couple more enemies till I can get out of here. I believe there's something here, yeah. Dog. These dogs can be a royal pain in the butt. Okay, so picking up that. It's the gear that I wanted. Let's look at my weight, because I believe I can equip it now. Let's see. So that's still light enough where it's just under. I want to see if I can ping him with. I picked up throwing knife. Because if I can ping him with throwing knife, he'll come towards me. Because I remember that there's an enemy. These guys aren't so tough one-on-one. It's when there's the group of them that it becomes very difficult to fight them. And they can be fairly agile. Letting him hit me once with that shield staggers him or knocks him back just a hair, you know, just enough where I can hit him a couple times. And the reason I don't just die or die on the way out is because if I go through here, it opens up a shortcut. Oh, that's right. I need a key. That's the depths there, if I remember right. So, I'm gonna go up here. Go away. Nobody wants you. You're not loved. Going through here is another merchant, I believe. She's gonna come into play a little bit later. But for now, I'm gonna go this way. This way, I didn't mean to actually swing. I had an itch to scratch and, you know, buttons got hit. There's no enemies nearby, so there's that. At this point, I'm interested in just getting back to the bonfire. It's fine. I'm just gonna make my way back down there. Go pick up my souls, and then make my way back down to Firelink. I'm really just interested in just holding onto my souls. Is really why I want to get that. Not necessarily because I need to get like the bonfire or anything like that. It's more the fact that I want to get my flasks back, and you know, going to Firelink isn't a terrible idea because you get 10 flasks from it. Oh, I tried to break his thing and hit him at the same time. It didn't work. Okay. So, going back the long way. Kind of long way. It's not being a really bad spot. I actually don't care about you. Just be a little bit safe, you know, just pick up. That's not okay. Kill these guys, get a couple more souls on the way back. Go off. So, I'm gonna go back here, get the extra flasks. Like I said, the whole point of this playthrough, as I mentioned.
Oh, hello. Oh, at least you're clearly talented. Yes, I see.
I don't actually want what you have, because I don't know if I can actually learn anything that you have. But, I know that I just respawned all of the enemies, but, you know, they're the starting enemies. So, I'm just going to be worried about getting past these guys. Move your shield. Come over here. Dummy. Okay. Just making sure that rat doesn't follow me. I don't think it'd be an issue. But yeah, all things considered, so far, ow, probably giving Ben another heart attack. You know, one of my friends who's been watching me from the start, because he was interested to see how I took to this game. But, you know, I know I kind of glitched the game, like, abused, the surfaces on the game, but anything to get ahead, right? So, since this episode has gone a little bit long, I'm not sure exactly how long this is going to end up after editing it. I'm going to go back here to the bonfire. And for now, I'm just going to rest here and, you know, hold on to what I have. But yeah, I know it's a little bit risky walking around with this many souls, but I am going to be using them at some point. But yeah, remember to leave a like if you like what I'm doing. You know, it's an interesting thing. I thought I'd challenge myself, you know. Also gives me a break every once in a while to do something slightly different, even though it's the same thing. But comment whatever you think below. If you, for whatever reason, didn't like it, let me know. But yeah, I will see you all in the next part. And as I said, these episodes will be slightly sporadic. Maybe once a week, depending on how things go. I might plan on releasing at least one of these a week. But they'll be like a supplement video. It's not going to be part of my normal rotation. So, I will see you all in the next one. Bye.